This is entitled, The Jewish People's Isolation is Both Ancient and Divine, and it's from Midrash Rabbah. So we live in a time when we feel the scorn and rage of the world, and it feels very isolating. And perhaps it's comforting to know that this is in some way our natural state. And why do I say that? It's based on a mysterious verse in the Torah describing Yaakov's confrontation with an unnamed adversary. The pasuk reads, "V'vater Yaakov levado," Yaakov was left alone. "V'avek ishimo ad alot hashachar," and some unnamed person was struggling and fighting with him until dawn. So we know that the Midrash actually identifies that person as the guardian angel of Esav. And it doesn't just mean Esav, the man who was actually coming towards Yaakov with 400 armed men. It was the nation of Edom. And it wasn't just, of course, the nation that he would later become Edom, but of course all the descendants. So in our own age, Edom means America, Russia, Europe, many, many countries. The world that still dominates Israel and Jewish people. So the Midrash in Parshat Vayishlach makes a statement which almost seems blasphemous. It compares Yaakov with God. Let me read it to you. Rabbah b'shem Rab Simon Amar, Ein kekel, there is nobody like God. Umi kekel, but who can you compare to God? Yeshurun. Who is Yeshurun? Yisrael Saba, the elderly of the Jewish people, Yaakov. Why? Because it says of God, Makadosh Baruch Kosav Bov Niskav Hashem Avdo, Hashem will be alone and exalted on that day. Same is true about Yaakov. It says, Vayivater Yaakov Levado, the pasuk we've been quoting, that Yaakov remained alone. So there are two questions that come up. How exactly can you compare Yaakov with God? And if it's all about being alone, what about his dream of the ladders, of the angels going up and down the ladder? He was alone and had tremendous trepidation, not just about Edom, but about all of Jewish history, all the world empires that would, dominate Israel. So why is it pinpointed here? Why is this the place where we're making this comparison between God and Yaakov? The commentator Eitz Yaakov says in the name of another commentator, Yefei Toar, something remarkable. That just as God is one and unique and alone in the world, the angel that was fighting against Yaakov realized that he was unique in the world, that he had certain powers that no one else had, and he had certain merits that no one else had. And this caused jealousy, and this was the reason that he fought with Yaakov. And he fought until dawn, as we know, and later on the angel made this famous statement, Ki sarita im Elokim ve'im anashim vatuchal. You fought with God, a godlike creature, an angel, and with people, vatuchal, and you prevailed. And that is why he had to let him go. So what emerges from this commentary is something very remarkable, that the role of the Jewish people of being unique is something that's very flattering and ennobling, but it's also something that's going to bring constant conflict with other nations, because it's going to bring jealousy, just like that angel was jealous of Yaakov. This is a sign that in the future nations will be jealous of Yaakov, who of course was the father of the 12 tribes of the Jewish people. And ironically, another comparison could be made, and that is that at the end of days, God's oneness and uniqueness will be recognized by all of mankind. And same is true of the Jewish people. It's only at the end of days will our unique role in history and our mission be recognized, bringing light upon the nations, will that be recognized at the end of days. So I'd like to now go back to that innocent verse that we started with, and I think we can now completely, read it in a completely different way. It said, Vivater Yaakov levado, and the Jewish people are destined to be singular and isolated. V'avek ish imo, and there will be innumerable nations who will be nameless because they will disappear ultimately in the dustbins of history. But as they rise and fall, they will all come and try to dominate us. Ad alot hashachar. This is Jewish destiny until the dawn of history. Have a great Shabbos.